Don in London, hello. It's September the 23rd, 2009, Wednesday morning, I hope, and it's 9:15. My video is all about recovery from addiction to either substance or behaviour. My addictive substance, alcohol; my behaviour, workaholic, relationshipaholic, anyism. I was susceptible, so if I wasn't drinking, I was doing something else, working as hard as I possibly could. And I realised over the 35 years I was working, I never did an average day. I always did more and more and more. I suppose I was striving for perfection and not wanting to let anybody down, and probably feeling fearful that if I got something wrong, it would be the one thing I got wrong which I would dwell on, rather than all the other things which were going well. So by exception, we beat ourselves up very easily, and then the malady of addiction can kick in as we become dependent on finding, I don't know, solace, conviviality, joy, relied upon by a substance or a behaviour which is out of proportion. So we become dependent or codependent, and the power is over us, rather than realising once we are an addict, we have no power over people, places, things, whatever our addictive substance is, or whatever our addictive behaviour might be. So what helps me keep in recovery a day at a time is simply family, community, society, civilization, and what people know. And the malady of addiction, if you haven't got it, it's very difficult to understand. How on earth can a person keep on doing things which harm themselves or self-harm? And the answer is, once in the addiction, it's very, very difficult, because we can't get out of it on our own. Well, that's my experience. So what helps me most keep sober on a daily basis? You guessed it, Alcoholics Anonymous, the fellowship. And fellowship for me, and friendship, is the key, it's the absolute key to keeping sober one day at a time. So I live a one-day program of recovery. So AA helps me. It's full of unique, authentic people. I stress that always. Unique, authentic people in AA, all with their own personal outlook and their own path. So nobody's at the same place at the same time, except when we meet and talk about this one similarity that we have. And then people speak where they choose and express their feelings and their emotions and their spiritual understanding of now. So that's what I do here. And I don't speak for anybody else. I don't speak for AA, never want to, never will. However, it would be foolish of me to say I do it all on my own. I could not do it without fellowship, and I couldn't do it without unique, authentic people. So we have this message, if you like, from AA, and it goes like this. It's a statement of intent. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution, does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. So the only requirement for membership of the fellowship is a desire to stop drinking, and the primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. So we all share our experience, strength and hope as we will and are able to, and we all have a part to play in fellowship just by being there and being a part of, being included, rather than isolated. And yesterday was an exceptionally good day. It was a healing day for me, an understanding of where others are in my life and cherishing them, being able to cherish them and love them as they are, not wishing to change them, not wishing to make the relationships any other than they are right now. And what a gift that is. I'm not trying to control. I've let go and understood that my outlook is my outlook and their outlook is their outlook, and I can cherish and value them. What a gift. In the old days, goodness knows what I would have done if I didn't get my own way. But then I didn't even know what I was trying to get my own way about. I guess underneath all of this, it's the feeling of less than perfect. less than able to relate, and drink took away the pain. It then provided oblivion, and in the end it got me. And as I was reminded on Sunday night at a meeting, when somebody said they spent some time as a vagrant, I had to reflect, I did exactly the same thing, not by choice, but by self-will run riot and the obsession of alcohol, and homeless for years. So, you know, we go through all sorts of rigour, if you like, if we get stuck in a place where we can't get out. And one of the things I was reminded of last night when people were sharing was my history. I remember and remember. Life got small, life got more difficult, life became focused on work. I had a couple of deaths in the family, and a breakup of a very loving relationship, and I didn't know how to deal with it. And what do? We throw ourselves into something which we feel might give us self-esteem, and I did that with work, and my career was good, and I got to some dizzy heights in it, I have to admit, but I fell off my perch simply because when it came down to what was going to happen next, with 20 odd years to go, it seemed like at the time, 20 years of what next, it all looked the same, and I broke down. And the gift in all of that is, it took me out of an area of life, the finance industry, where my sensitivity was not, well, it was a gift to helping people, but at the same time it was no gift to me. So what a relief that, you know, we are all driven in some way or other, trying to show our worth and fear of what other people think of us. So these days, having admitted I'm an alcoholic, in recovery, you know, a lot of the pain has gone, because I can now concentrate on how am I feeling on a daily basis, what can I do about it, and what is going on. So how am I feeling, why, and what can I do? And when I can't work it out on my own, or if it involves other people, empathy is important. How are we feeling, why, what can we do? And I'm running out of time, and I want to do some readings. Daily reflections for today, this one, for September the 23rd, I was an exception. This is me. He, Bill W., said to me gently and simply, "Do you think that you are one of us?" That comes from AA's big book, 413. During my drinking life, I was convinced I was an exception. I thought I was beyond petty requirement and had the right to be excused. I never realised that the dark counterbalance of my attitude was always the constant feeling that I did not belong. At first in AA, I identified with others only as an alcoholic. What a wonderful awakening for me it has been to realise that if human beings were doing the best they could, then so was I. All of the pains, confusions and joys they feel are not exceptional, but part of my life, just as much as anybody's. And that's the thing, it's about knowing that we are all trying to do our best, and sometimes it doesn't measure up in some way, but then we have to say to ourselves, you know, about our own behaviour, we're doing our best, even when it's our worst. It's all we know what to do, and then we learn, and I've learned through fellowship about my emotional state, my spiritual state, and my physical state, and how to keep well just one day at a time. And there's a fairly long reading about faith into action in As Bill Sees It, but I haven't got time for it, so I'm not even going to attempt it. But this month has always been about Step 9, making the amends, and Step 9 reads exactly as this: "Made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others." And that's why it was a healing day yesterday. It was a good healing day. It was a good day for letting go any baggage which might have been there from the past, and just learning that we are all human and we are all doing our best. So at the end of these videos I always say the Serenity Prayer, and it's a prayer and meditation about acceptance. To God or your good conscience. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom simply to know the difference for today.